So do you know what Instagram, ChatGPT, and Netflix all have in common? They actually all use Python programming language. Think of Python to be like the DNA of these platforms that we use today, like Facebook. And more importantly, it is essential to AI. Python is a pretty conceptually simple system that if you give the computer instructions, the computer produces an action or an outcome. What makes it cool though is that, anybody who reads and understands English could actually use and try to learn it, with the exception of like certain characters that I'll go over in a second, but it actually uses English, at least as of today. Programmers today are also trying to incorporate other languages, but that, as far as I understand, hasn't been done yet. Now, Python becomes a little more complicated when you need to perform more difficult tasks. Then you start needing to enter special characters, and then you need to put functions inside of other functions. And then you need to be aware of the hierarchy in the lines of code, because everything is structural in Python for it to work well. Something interesting is that most, if not all, billion-dollar, possibly trillion-dollar companies all use Python. In fact, watching this video right this second was just executed by Python to some degree. What we may not truly appreciate is that Python is used in data analysis. It has the ability to analyze enormous amounts of information, like tracking user behavior. Think about the algorithms in, YouTube and Instagram. It can predict health outcomes. So think about, what actuaries do in insurance companies and how your premiums are figured out. Python, it could even do something simple like repetitive tasks that you don't want to do anymore, like sending emails or pulling reports, even gathering data. Even in real crazy scenarios where like doctors use it to detect diseases early through large language models. It analyzes data and images. Python has universal applications. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew this, put a 2 in the chat if you didn't. Now, what makes Python, in my opinion, relatively easy to learn is that, just like I mentioned earlier, it actually uses English to produce an output. I mean, again, like I had said, it's special characters that you need inside of English, but for the most part, anybody who reads and understands English can do it. And the cool thing about Python or learning Python is that it gives you feedback immediately. It's not like if you're like working on a car, right? And imagine you finish tightening the last bolts of the engine, you go to try to turn it on and it doesn't go on. See, Python, the moment you put the line of code, it gives you instantaneous feedback when something's wrong with the code. You're not expected to know lengthy math equations. You just need to understand certain concepts like, variables, loops, and functions, and then train your brain to think logically, those if then there scenarios. You might ask yourself, how exactly is Python related or connected to AI? Now, that's a good question. Well, this is where the magic happens. And this is where my research has led me. And also, this is why I decided to learn Python. AI, or artificial intelligence, is fundamentally teaching the machines and or systems. So it takes large amounts of data, it recognizes patterns, it can produce low to high probability outcomes, it can generate exquisite and execute exquisite ideas that your mind could piece together. Python contains powerful libraries of information, is used in AI. See, I haven't been at this very long, but Python appears to be the language that is used to teach the machines and the systems of AI, or artificial intelligence. Here's something that people tend to overlook. Python isn't just a programming language. It's almost like a thinking tool. It trains you to think logically. It solves problems creatively. It breaks big goals into small achievable steps. That's why schools, research labs, startups, and Fortune 500 companies use it today. And I'm sure in the next, 10, 20, possibly 30 years, I'm not sure if I'll be around that long, but that's probably going to be the case. So whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in business, or you're just curious about AI like I am, learning Python gives you the power to understand how the future is going to work, or it works. So why don't you join me on this journey? You don't need a computer science major anymore, but please don't misunderstand me. I think that it depends on the individual, and every scenario is different. So it depends on how ambitious and how disciplined a person is. But if you find the class structure helpful, please pursue the education route then. I have, and I've found value in it. I'm just saying that there are many more routes now to pursue a way of learning. And, self-taught is now a thing to happen. It's a thing that's being done these days. Now there's just many avenues in this space. And, just like people who are probably watching this video right now, I'm starting from 0 too. So we can actually learn together through this channel, step by step, printing one line of code at a time, building out programs to stack the skill sets. And again, the end goal being to build out AI models. I'm excited to be here to do this with you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share this with someone you know that is curious about AI. Comment below and tell me, what did you know about Python? Have you used Python? Follow me on all socials. They'll be linked in the bottom of the description. Until next time.